Hello everyone, welcome to Hill Street. Today's story is, I was a caregiver for a man who does not exist. If you end up enjoying this story, please leave a like. And if you enjoy hearing stories from me, please subscribe and become a resident of Hill Street and let me know how I'm doing in the comments. Now, let's get to this nightmare. I pulled up to my new client's house, a small cabin in the woods. I was not a fan of the forest, but the pay they promised for this job was too good to pass up. "Oh, you must be Hannah, the caregiver," said the middle-aged man at the door. "My name is Daniel. Come on in." I walked inside to a large, old-fashioned living room and sat on the couch. "So do you have any questions about your new assignment?" he asked, handing me a cup of tea. "Well, actually, sir, you made a mistake on the client's care plan," I said. "You left out a lot of information. I tried emailing you about—" "Oh, that's not a mistake," Daniel said, laughing. "No, I don't think you understand. There's literally no information on the client that I'm supposed to take care of. No name, age, nothing. Only an address for this house." "Yeah," Daniel said nonchalantly. "That's because he doesn't exist." I stared at him, dumbfounded. "Sir, I think there's been some kind of mistake. The agency you contacted sends out healthcare workers. I am a CNA. My job is to take care of people." "Oh, you'll be taking care of someone. He just doesn't really exist, to be honest." Daniel said this so calmly, as if it made sense. "I see you're confused. Follow me." He grabbed my hand and took me into a nearby bathroom. Well, the bathroom definitely looked like it belonged to a person with a disability. It had a portable urinal, boxes of briefs, raised toilet seat, handlebars, etc. After seeing this, I kind of just assumed that they were pulling a practical joke on me and that the client would come out at any time now laughing. I decided to be a good sport and play along. Daniel went under the sink and got out a couple of washcloths, put some soap and water on them, and then just started rubbing the air. Like, literally just waving his hands around in the air, as if he was scrubbing an invisible person. "See? You gotta do that once a day, just like the care plan says. That usually keeps him happy." "Keeps who happy?" I asked nervously. "The man who doesn't exist," he said as he put the washcloth in the dirty laundry pile. "Oh, and what's his name?" I asked. "He doesn't have one," Daniel said promptly. "And what is your relationship to him, Daniel? Are you his son? Does he have any other family?" "No." "Oh, why doesn't he have a name or family?" "Because he doesn't exist," he said in such a calm, cool voice that it completely unnerved me. At this point, I did not think that he was joking anymore. "Come on now, I'll show you how to feed him." And he grabbed my hand and started leading me to the kitchen. The next couple of hours consisted of Daniel giving care to his imaginary friend. He would take the food or water and just drop it on the floor to feed him. He put a blood pressure cuff over thin air and asked me to listen to his blood pressure. It was insane, but he was dead serious. Finally, 4 o'clock came around and my scheduled shift was over. "Oh, hey, I've gotta go now," I said, trying my best not to sound nervous. "Yeah, it's 4, but thank you for training me. It was nice to meet you." Daniel took a key out of his pocket and unlocked the front door to let me go. Now, I will be the first to admit that I probably should have figured out that something was wrong. However, as a CNA, I have taken care of plenty of crazy people. I just assumed that Daniel was my client. Maybe he was schizophrenic. I didn't know, but I wasn't going to turn down the easiest job in the world just because the client had an imaginary friend. So for the next couple of weeks, I would show up, take care of Daniel's imaginary friend, and then go home. But all of that changed last Monday. I pulled up to work a little earlier than usual. "So Daniel, let me just chill on my phone in the living room for a bit." I got a message from my boss at the agency. "Hey Hannah, I was going over some patient records and I realized that I never added the patient's information to the care plan for Daniel Willer. I'm assuming that his sister just told you everything during job training. Anyways, I'll send it over right now." Attached to the message was a PDF file called Daniel Willer Care Plan PDF. There, at the top of the care plan, was the address for this house. Name: Daniel Willer. Date of birth: February 6, 2000. Height: 5'4". Weight: 161 pounds. Daniel lives with his sister Kathleen. He's a paraplegic, so he will need lots of help bathing and getting dressed. He is mentally competent, so he will tell you everything he needs. At the bottom of the page was a picture of Daniel Willer. That was not the man I have been talking to for the past couple of months. "Hey, are you ready to start the bathing?" I looked up and saw Daniel. The man in front of me was around 6 foot, at least 200 pounds, and definitely not paraplegic. "Yeah," I said, trying not to sound nervous. "But I have a headache. Can I just run to my car and get some Tylenol?" Daniel started patting his pockets. "I don't know where I put the key to the front door. Why don't you start the bathing, and I will look for it? Can't I just go through the garage?" "No!" Daniel screamed, startling me. He saw my surprised expression and then calmed down a bit. Sorry. The garage is a bit messy. I'll just find the key to the front door to let you out." Reluctantly, I went to the bathroom and started the bathing. When Daniel came in, holding the key to the front door, "You can actually go home if you want," he said. "I got everything else." I walked out to the car, ready to drive away. I don't know who the hell this man was, or why he was pretending to be Daniel Willer. but I was not ready to find out. As I got into the car, I noticed that I was parked right in front of the garage. And, well, curiosity got the best of me. So I looked in the window. There was a dead body laying on the floor. The body of a 5'4" man. His face had been cut off completely, with the underlying bone showing. I looked up and noticed a woman in the corner, tied up with tape over her mouth. "I came out here to say that you forgot your sweater." Shocked, I turned around and saw Daniel standing there. I thought I told you not to look in the garage." Quickly, I ran to my car and locked the door, just in time. "I was just doing it for the man," Daniel screamed, pounding at the window. "I'm just trying to get him to exist, and you're about to ruin it all." I put the car in reverse and drove out of there, not stopping to call 911 until I got to the nearest gas station. By the time the police got there, the man pretending to be Daniel was already gone. They searched everywhere, but were not able to find him. The woman in the garage turned out to be Kathleen. She was obviously shaken up, but physically she was not hurt. The following is her testimony to the police. "I have no idea who the man was or how he got in my house. I just woke up one day, tied up in the garage with my brother dead next to me. I started screaming, which got him to come in the garage to calm me down. He was wearing a mask made out of my brother's skin. He introduced himself as Joseph and said that he was sorry, but the man made him do it. That the man needed a human sacrifice in order to form. I asked him who the man was, and he just said, 'The man who does not exist.' For the next couple of weeks, he kept me locked in there, feeding and bathing me. About a week into my captivity, Joseph told me that the caregiver we hired for Daniel showed up. He said her name was Hannah, and that he was going to put her to work taking care of the man, while pretending to be Daniel. I don't know why Hannah didn't report him to the police until now. I told the police that my care agency forgot to include any patient information on Daniel Willer. So when Joseph told me that he was Daniel, I just believed him. I said that I had no idea he was keeping Kathleen hostage, which was the truth, although I still feel crappy. I wish I had listened to my gut and reported it immediately. Now, it is 2 months later, and the case is all over the news, mostly due to its inconsistencies. For example, the police were not able to find any DNA in the house that belonged to anyone but me, Kathleen, and Daniel Willer. Joseph did not leave a single hair or skin follicle, even though he had been living there for months. Also, none of the security footage showed a man driving up to their house. He would have had to come from the woods. Every night, I lay awake, confused, and I keep asking myself the same questions. Who was Joseph How did he get into their house without waking them? How did he tie Kathleen up without waking her? Why didn't he have DNA? Who was the man? Did he really not exist? Why did I need to take care of him then? Why did he need human sacrifice? Or was Joseph just crazy? If anybody has any answers, please let me know.